Alrighty, so diving into the trailer here, I have not seen this, so you guys are just going to get the first raw reaction to the combat mechanics inside of Under a Rock. Let's go ahead and roll here with the trailer. Turn this up here a little bit for you guys so you can hear everything. Ooh, Isla Snugget. We got Expedition Seed. This game does have different seeds, by the way. It's not going to be the same map for everybody. Ooh, we got Enemy. All right, okay. Yo, I love the style of the little caveman kind of tribal vibe. Ooh, Dodo's vibing. Dodo. Chika-at. Da-da. Ooh. Dodo. Ooh, we got some combat. Let's go. One-handed weapons. Ooh, we got a spear. Okay. Dude, that is a giant crab. Ooh, an axe? Is that a one-handed axe? Yo, it is. Let's go. Ooh, bow, some range, okay. Oh, we got throwing spears, javelins. Yo. What? What is this, bro? What is this? This looks like some sort of like a piranha or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm here for it. I absolutely love that. I wonder like how you get these. I don't know if they're like random drops or maybe you like, craft them utilizing different materials will award you different types of weapons, but that's pretty funny. Yo, the troll is pretty sick too. Oh, we got sort of like a mace or a club. Okay. Another spear. Very nice. We got, okay, back to the throwing spears or the javelins. I like it. Oh, is that it, dude? Only 1 minute, bro. Under a Rock, listen, you guys do a fantastic job at making me want more. But anyways, here, yeah, super cool. So first up, let's talk about the different variety of enemies. Now, there are a handful of different enemies that we've seen in just this 1 minute trailer, and I would assume there's probably going to be additional enemies, when the game does officially launch. So starting off with the first one, we've got a couple of different like grunt style enemies, or maybe enemies you'll, discover more often than others. One of those being like the very first one we fight here with the like coconut, it looks like, on top of their head. Also, these two little like, girls with the purple hair. Those also might be some just standard enemies you'll uncover or discover as you continue to explore throughout the what looks to be like this jungle type biome. On top of that, here we do have some of these like little ants that we'll uncover, or these little like caterpillars. I'm not exactly sure what type of insect or bug they are. On top of that, here that leads us into like more of like these cats. Again, these are going to be, even though they look super cute and adorable, obviously they have some sort of aggression level to them that we're going to obviously have to fight, as they have done here in the trailer. On top of that, here we then have some bigger mobs, which looks to be like the crab, and then on top of that, the troll. Now, these two obviously look the largest out of the other mobs, so there might be a little bit more rare, maybe less chance of running into those, except into specific locations. Again, that's just my hunch. None of this has been confirmed. I'm just going off of what I'm thinking after watching the trailer. And now next up, I want to talk about the different weapon types. We have a good variety here already showcased in this 1 minute segment. First up, we've got a couple of one-handed weapons. We've got the first one, which looks to be like maybe the bone sword, or like the default bone sword that you can get. Simple hack and slash left and right. It does seem to have a slight, ability or different attack when it comes to utilizing the heavy mechanic. Can't say for certain if it was a specific skill or if it was just catered to the weapon type and the fighting style of that weapon. The second weapon that is showcased is going to be a spear, again giving you a little bit more mobility, a little bit more range from a distance, which again is really, really nice. Looks like it can also still be utilized as one-handed with a shield. Again, very good for a defensive offensive combo. It also does seem to give you the ability with a heavy attack to do a lunge, which again, really, really nice. You'll love to see that variation when it comes to the weapon, of choice. Third here, it looks like we have an axe, a one-handed axe. Once again, probably going to be good or utilized for different types of creatures. Maybe it's going to be providing blunt damage versus slashing damage or cutting damage. Again, this is all speculation. We don't know exactly how everything is going to work inside of the game, but I do like to see the variation of the different weapons according to people's playstyle. The next weapon that is showcased is actually going to be the bow, which again, you absolutely love to see this in a survival crafting game. It's going to give you a lot more range, a lot more space between you and your enemy to avoid their attacks, just like you saw here in this example with the enemy doing some sort of spin move to kind of close in that gap. But either way here, very nice. You love to see it. It looks very fluid as well when it comes to bow and arrow mechanics. And continuing here with ranged weapons, that brings us into the next type that they showcase, which is some sort of like throwing spear or javelin, if you will. It looks like you're going to have multiple of these crafted in your inventory according to the hotbar, but you're going to be able to utilize these again at a ranged distance, allowing you to put distance between you and your enemies. I'm not exactly sure why you would pick one over the other besides maybe just the play style, but again, I would assume there's going to be some sort of benefit or weakness when it comes to what enemies you're going up against and utilizing the right weapon. And next up, we have this unique fish-like weapon. Again, it kind of changes the overall play style of the fighting. It kind of is doing like a over-the-top, swing down onto the ground, more of like what you would assume to be like a two-handed heavy weapon or a two-handed heavy hammer. Is kind of what it reminds me of from other, RPG type games where they have, multiple weapon types. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays a part in here and, how that changes up the fighting mechanics. But again, it's going to be really cool and unique to see something different than what you would normally see in other games. I believe the last one we see in the trailer is actually going to be a club or a mace of sort. Again, going back to being one-handed and with a shield, allowing you for that, really good defensive offensive combo. Speaking of combat here, that does bring us into another big thing that they showcase in this trailer, and that is that parrying is going to be a thing. When you can see that the person that is doing the gameplay trailer here does successfully parry the enemy is going to be stunned or taken off guard, basically opening up a window of opportunity for you to provide damage towards that enemy. Again, really nice. Mwah, dude, you absolutely love to see a parry system here inside of Under a Rock. It really just expands the entire combat system inside of the game. With that being said, though, guys, I'm very excited here for Under a Rock's official release. I know nothing about when they do plan to launch, at least at the current state of recording this video. I do know at one point I think they were hoping to have the game into early access by the end of 2025. I'm not sure if they're still on target to hit that or not. My assumption would be probably not. Maybe we'll see the game come into early access here by 2026, but I really hope that I am wrong because I would love to sink my teeth in here in 2025. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Under a Rock and survival games related. And with that being said, as always, guys, I'll see you on the next one.